The first thing you need to do is to go get a job. I know, right? That's some pretty crazy advice. But I say this all the time, and I've gotten tons of comments and DMs and whatever about how to actually get your first job, because a lot of my audience is in their young adult years, and many of them have never had a job before. So today I'm breaking it down step by step. So step number 1. Just show up. Well, Eric, obviously, right? Because if I don't show up, then I can't apply and then I can't get the job. Well, yeah. And I know it sounds crazy, but do you know how many people don't even show up to begin with? So I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you actually really want a job, then you need to commit to wanting it and to showing up. Not, oh, well, maybe if it works out, then, you know. No, you actually have to show up and want the job. That's going to put you above probably 50% of people at least, which is huge. Step 2 is now that you know that you want a job and that you actually want to commit, what you're going to do is you're going to go to any place in town that you may want to work at. And you're going to walk in and you're going to wait in line. Maybe there's a line, or maybe there's somebody sitting at a reception desk or whatever. And all you're going to do is you're going to go up and say, hey, I'm going around looking for a job and I was wondering if you guys are hiring. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Maybe they'll give you a phone number to call back, or tell you to come back another time, or to follow up because maybe the boss isn't there right now. Whatever it is, it may not work out right then and there. But I recommend going to at least 15 to 20 different places. The more places you go to, the more options you will have. Next up, this is a big thing. Before you do any of this, you want to make sure that you're dressed appropriately as well. I highly recommend that you just wear some khakis or jeans and a polo t-shirt. You can't go wrong with it. But if you're 15, 16, 17 years old, whatever, this is going to shock some people because you put effort into it. Most people who show up for a job or go out and start looking whatever, they're just wearing, you know, a graphic t-shirt, some sweatpants, pajamas even. So when you actually put effort into it, it shows to people, meaning that you are more likely to be hired. Step number 4, if you're still in school or you just graduated or whatever, create a resume. It doesn't need to be fancy. And for some people, you might not even need one. But I recommend doing it because number 1, it shows that you put effort into it again. And then number 2, it shows that you're prepared as well. Just basically lay out your grades, right? Your sports, extracurriculars, clubs, whatever. But most importantly, if you have a skill set or experience doing anything specific, put it on your resume. When I got my first job, I had put on my resume that I had been into trading and investing for almost a year. Nothing big, right? When I went looking for jobs, the guy who ended up being my boss, because I took the job, right? He saw this on my resume and he said, oh, this is super cool. You know, what are you invested into, whatever. We had a whole back and forth about, oh, what I'm invested into, what you're invested into, all this stuff. Basically what it did was it built rapport. So things like that are super helpful to have on your resume. Now the next part to truly nailing it is showing them how you are better than anyone else. And a huge part of this is confidence alone. A lot of people have talked about this, so I'm just gonna reiterate it and basically paraphrase. But all of the ums and ahs and well, I don't really cut them out. They sound stupid. You have to know what you want and what you're after. But let me make it clear, you also don't want to talk a whole lot either. You want to listen super closely to what the job entails, what the hours are like, and everything like that. Because a lot of people just get so caught up talking about themselves or whatever that sure, it may impress them and you get the job, but then you get the job and you find out, oh, this is just a waste of my time. And then you just wasted a whole 3 weeks finding out that you don't like the job. So listen closely to what they're saying and don't just talk the whole time. So if you do this at 10, 20, 30 places, you will most certainly find a couple leads and probably even a job. It may take a day or two, but this is by far the easiest way to do it. Don't get nervous.